Welcome to the Third Win channel and welcome to the third installment of Angels and Devils. Today, by request, we're doing Zoey 101. And we've done two of these already. If you want to check them out, it's iCarly and Victorious. I'll leave some links in the description below, but let's get into it. So, Angels and Devils, what is this series if you haven't seen it already? It's basically we're ranking the characters of a show, so in this case, Zoey 101, from most angelic to most like devilish, so from good to evil. And we have some definitions on the screen here. You can pause if you want to read, but let's get into our number 15 pick because we're going to have 15 characters on this list, and our angel of the show is Michael. I really couldn't find anything wrong about Michael. He always wants to help people. He wants to make people laugh. He almost gets angry when he can't get people to laugh. Like that's how important it is for him to make others happy. What else can I say about Michael? He's just super friendly, and there's only one thing I can really think of that Michael does that kind of I guess annoys other people, but that's not even really being evil, and that's his clackers in the later seasons. But come on, like that's not a reason to bump him any lower than the most angelic character in the show. But moving on, our second most good character in the show, and yeah, it's Zoey. Well, with Zoey, like let me start with the bad things. She is the show's kind of most opinionated one, but that's her opinions are usually good. But she can get quite fiery and competitive about these opinions, but most of the time they're justified and quite rational. But that's all I can really think of what's bad with Zoey. Otherwise, she's just super friendly. She's the group's fixer. She always fixes problems. She's a natural leader, and she's very protective of her brother and her friends. So really, with Zoey, there's nothing I can say wrong. And what's also important in a video like this, a concept like this, like who's the most good, is that you get major points for always helping people out, even though it might not be in your own self-interest. You kind of go out of your way to help people. So I don't know. I think Zoey is, very close to Michael in this regard. Moving on, we have at number 13, Chase. He is in many ways like Zoey. He's very friendly. He's a little shyer. He helps others pretty much on call, with some exceptions. And what else can I say? Why is he a little lower than Zoey? Because he's shown to have a little bit more of a temper. I couldn't tell you exactly where, but I remember him sometimes getting a little bit angry if something ticks him off, whether it be Michael or Logan or he attacked Logan once, but it was Logan forgave him and it was nothing serious, but I think that again he gets major points for always helping people and being this kind of really great friend. Moving on, at number 12, Nicole. With Nicole, you can't really point out things that she does wrong. The reason why she's lower than Chase or Zoe is because she doesn't get as many points for being like a great helper or anything like that. But you also can't really point out anything wrong, and she's just good. She's this really girly type, and she wouldn't hurt a fly. Another thing you can mention about Nicole is maybe that she argues a bit with her season 1 roommate Dana, but I don't think that that's an evil thing. I think that that's a very natural thing. And she never says anything very mean, other than maybe she's a little lazy or something like that. But moving on, at number 11 we have Stacy. So Stacy is quite, well, she's never mean to anyone, despite the fact that she is the most unlucky person I've ever seen in my entire life. You'd think that a person this unlucky would eventually become hateful and just angry. But no, Stacy never does. Why isn't she higher on this list? Well, because I don't have anything to say that she's done terribly good things. She's just never done anything wrong. I really appreciate her for that. Being so unlucky and never being hateful. She deserves to be here. Next, at number 10, we have Dustin, Zoey's little brother. So, for the most part, Dustin's a shy kid. He's always, his heart is in the right place always. And, despite, he's a child, like quite a bit younger than the rest of our cast. So it's kind of hard to pin him down as this evil guy if he does something wrong. But the only thing I can really think of is in later seasons, he does gain a bit more of an attitude. He kind of mocks people a little bit. But you can blame this on puberty or whatever you want to blame it on. And yeah, I can't really say anything bad about Dustin. He's just Dustin. Moving on, we have James. James was here for a short time. We didn't really get to see his character fully fleshed out, but the only thing I can really say about James, which puts him more towards like one of the reasons why he's here is because he just doesn't do enough in the show, right? He never does anything wrong per se, but he does sometimes poke fun at others, which could hurt their feelings. But I don't, he doesn't mean this intentionally, and generally he's quite neutral. He's just he's just there. But one thing I do want to mention about this list is in Zoey 101, I don't think anyone is truly evil, unless maybe a few, the top two I could think of. But most people in this show are quite good, and everyone's a straight A student, and friendly, and so it's kind of hard to pin people as evil when they're really not. But moving on. At number 8, we have Lola, who is here kind of in the middle of the list because she's more of a passionate type. She'll act sometimes on instinct, and sometimes that doesn't, sometimes some of her actions aren't. Maybe she thinks that they're not so bad, but they are quite mean. Like when she throws Logan's burger into a pond or a lake or whatever it was. She pranks her roommates, really scaring them that she was a different person. She's an actor. Her very first episode, she did this. What else? She can be quite defensive, but that's not really something evil either. But generally, she's a very friendly type, and she can get angered quite easily at times. Or maybe not easily, but when she does get angry, it gets a little chaotic. But really, I still pin Lola as a good character. I don't think she's evil. I just think she has her moments. Moving on, we have Mark Del Figolo, the iconic name. I have to say Del Figolo every time I say Mark Del Figolo. So he's our first neutral character, and I think he's really the definition of a neutral character. He's just kind of there. He doesn't really do anything terrible. He doesn't do anything amazing. He's not really the center of the plot either. But sometimes he is a little rude to Quinn. Like there was a time, like when she really wanted. I mean, you can't really say that it's bad that he didn't want to kiss her because people have the right to decide those things. But for example, when he doesn't talk to her for 2 days because she does this, she minorly messes up his food or something like that, or I don't know. I don't. That just seems a little irrational. He does dump Quinn, but everyone has the right to that. But his reasoning was a little weird. But overall, I don't know what to say about Mark. He's just right in the smack in the middle. He's not evil. He's not good, but he's there. Moving on, we have Dean Rivers, our second neutral character. Dean Rivers makes some questionable decisions, I think, and that's what lands him in the spot. Like when he denied that Hugh should maybe restock the vending machine with some healthier snacks. That's the first one that comes to mind. There are a few others, but sometimes he just makes these irrational decisions and treats the kids kind of too tough, I think. Unlike, for example, in iCarly, Principal Franklin, which is like a cooler version of Dean Rivers. So I really, again, not much to say. There's a reason why he's neutral. I just think some of the decisions he made were swaying him more towards the evil side, but he is kind of in the middle. We didn't really get to see his personality fully fleshed out. And now, number 5, I think someone who many people expected me to put as evil, but I'm saying more towards neutral because we honestly everyone saw this as a bit of an evil character, but really, when you look at what she did, she's a little older than the others. She gets a little annoyed by them, and she's a little rude to them. But I wouldn't call her evil. I think she's more on the neutral side, but like swaying more towards the evil side. That's why I have her at number 5. But generally, she's good-hearted, and she does like her friends. She's a little selfish as well, in likeness to, for example, Logan. They get paired in their. There was a test in Zoey 101 where everyone had to like fill out a bunch of questions and then get paired to the dance with the person they were most like. And she did come out as most like Logan, but she's just on the edge of being between neutral and evil. And I decided to put her in neutral. I just don't think there's enough reasoning of stuff she did that was very bad, just slightly bad. So moving into her first evil character, we have Quinn. So maybe most people remember Quinn as this very happy and nice, friendly type, and she is in essence. But I wanted to include her in the evil section due to a couple things. One, her experiments really get in the way of people's lives, and she does things unconsensually, like cutting people's hair off or not warning people that she's going to set off a bomb. Just, I know that this is some kind of, I don't know, social, um, inadequacy, but it is quite bad. Like, she could really get people hurt, and she should consider others' kind of feelings towards what she's doing a little bit more. And then another, to really justify me putting her in the evil, just there, pretty neutral, but I put her as evil, is her extreme jealousy. She's ready to shoot girls with a laser that will step into kind of Mark's comfort zone. And yeah, that's a little evil to me. I don't know. I think that she deserves this ranking. But enough about Quinn. Next, we got Coco. I never really liked Coco. I know there's Coco stands and people who like Coco, but I always thought she was annoying, if I'm completely honest. And looking at the way she treats her, well, she's a dorm advisor and she's a terrible one. She's very everything's in her self interest. And the reason why she's so high on the list is really because of a few acts, but one really sticks out to me. And that's when she steals like 8 pies that were being sold from Zoey and Lola and Quinn, I think. They were going to be sold for charity. The money would go to charity. And she steals those pies. And I'm pretty sure she knew this as well, which is terrible. And I when I saw that, I was like, no, no, no. So she goes down as an evil character for me, and I don't think she should be working anywhere near a school. Moving on, at number 2, before I get to number 2, I want to mention we have 2 of these out. Go check them out if you like this sort of video. We got iCarly and Victorious, and who is number 1? Who do you guys think is gonna be number 1? I think everyone knows one character that's remaining. Maybe you forgot the other one. But at number 2 we have Logan. Logan is not number 1. Logan is number 2. So Logan, why is he at number 2? Well, he's quite rude. He's selfish. He yells at kids. He's sexist, when he doesn't allow Zoey on to the basketball team. When I say he yells at kids, he was yelling at Dustin for something, for being his assistant or something. He did something wrong. What else can I say about him? It's difficult because I do find Logan to be good at heart, and he does care about his friends, and he shows this by, making pressing Chase to express his feelings towards Zoey, or, planning all these crazy great adventures for them, like going over to his house or the beach. Like, he sponsors everything, like with his money, of course, his dad's money. I know that's kind of a weird way of helping, but yes, his money, he's always willing to do something really cool with his friends. And who are the people at those events? They're, our main cast, they're his friends. He's honestly not a bad friend, but he is kind of evil. And I know I didn't bring up all the like moments, I didn't pinpoint everything he did, but yes, he deserves to be number 2. But I just wanted to bring up that I don't think he's fully evil. Like, I do think he's still good at heart. After all, these are not really evil. But I reserved the number 1 spot for someone who I really do think is evil, and that is Vince Blake. So Vince Blake comes to PCA, the number 1 high school quarterback in all of the United States. He's a huge hit. Everyone likes him. Guys look up to him. Girls want to be with him. And then Chase discovers that he cheats. And he basically threatens Chase, saying, keep it on the down low about that cheating part. And Chase comes out with it. And basically Vince gets academic, I don't know what it's called, but basically he can't play sports anymore. And what does Vince do? He pulls up with the whole football team and beats up Chase, Michael, Logan, and Mark Del Figolo, and for that he does get expelled. Then he comes back and is supposedly I think in like 3 episodes before the last episode of the whole series, he comes back and he starts dating Lola, and everyone's convinced he's a super good guy. But I have a feeling if they would have expanded all that more, we would have found out that he's still the bad, rotten guy that he was in the first seasons. So, for that reason, I don't believe the whole nice guy thing. I think he was actually still quite evil, and I think he is the devil of this show. And, he is the bad guy of more than one episode. So, that's my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this third installment of Angels and Devils. I had a lot of fun making it, but it was a very difficult episode to make. Because Zoey 101, most people are good, and it's how do I rank these? Like Michael, Zoey, who's better? I don't know. It's difficult. So let me know what you guys think. I want to see where you guys would place some of these characters. Let me know who's your most evil, most good. If you want to do your ranking, go ahead and do it. But that's been the Third Win channel. Check out our other Nickelodeon content and subscribe for more of this content. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.